Hello, everybody, and hey, Wes is first. How you doing, everybody? Happy Friday. Welcome to Space Art by Christopher Dahl, the live stream. And here we are in the basement. Let me move us over a little bit. There we go. All right, there we go. That's better. I centered the old camera. I didn't have it there. All right, welcome aboard. Hello, Wes. How you doing? Nothing juvenile about that. First on deck. Fantastic. Let's see. Got the monitor here. There we go. Might have to move that a little bit differently, but hey, happy Friday, everybody. Sorry about last week's. I really just, a week shot by. There we go. Lots going on in the old studio here, so thank you for joining. Yeah, happy Friday. Cancel your meetings. We're going to be doing very serious space art on the show this evening. And yeah, welcome to the drawing table. I've been kind of trying to find out where this is going to live in the studio. The official Ode drawing table. We've some of you have seen a lot of these marks getting put onto this thing. Yes, there we go. But yeah, it's actually working out very well. It wraps behind me with the rest of the tables in a sort of circular configuration with stations dedicated to tasks. Wonder where I got that idea from. And not to mention, I've even got the. Let's see if I can move this out of the way, the microphone out of the way. The dedicated mid-century modern captain's chair. Very important. All right, there we go. So happy Friday. Excellent. So we are going to go ahead and get things rolling. Rhonda's here. Hello, Rhonda. Greetings. Hope it's not freezing, everybody. Wes isn't gonna get freezing. You guys are out in LA. You'll get fires or something. I'm not sure. Yeah. Hey, Susan, how you doing? Greetings. Happy Friday, everybody. Excellent. Yeah, a lot of things going on in the studio that I'm going to be posting primarily over on the Patreon page. I know I haven't been Patreoning much, but definitely going to be Patreoning a lot more. And there's more to be seen here coming up. I'm working on putting the horse properly in front of the cart with regards to the projects here. So I thought, why not start sharing the finished stuff and push forward to do that. So there it is. Freezing. Very cold here too. Sorry, I'm only being kept warm by the overgrowth of my hair that I've let get out of hand. But according to my little combination space age LED clock and thermometer, it's telling me it's 70 Fahrenheit. Although over here it's 19 Celsius. These clocks are really weird because they're both positioned right under a heat vent. So they're going to constantly be telling me that it's 5 degrees one way or the other. Usually warmer than it actually is. So it's actually pretty chilly, but we're doing okay. The big chill's coming in tomorrow. So we're going to stay in today and draw. We're going to draw and paint. We have very important drawing and painting to do. Okay, so to that end, let's see. How's the old view looking here? I'm going to have to... Let's see, do I want to do that? There we go. Yeah, that's cool. There we go. That'll give me some idea where I'm actually at and how to be there. Cool. There we are. I've got a couple of things here. I'm not really going to start on these. This is a gray. It's got a real nice surface on it. It got blotched with paint, but that's okay. We're going to work around it. This is by Richardson. It's a premium gesso panel, and I've been saving a couple of these for some casein. So I thought maybe we could, I have something fun for this tonight. But just to get the party started, it's all the way over there. Hey, hang on a second. Let me roll in. To start things off this week, since I haven't done one of these, we promised this early in the fall. We started the Space Frog multiple image grid painting, and we are going to continue with the Space Frog multiple grid painting. And here's how this works. So the principle goes something like this. I've got this container of the Space Frog paintings, and in this container are a bunch of topics, one for each of the grids here on the painting. There we go. All right. microphone on the way. So once we fill up all the grids, it'll be one big Space Frog painting with a bunch of different things in it. The first one was, let's see here. Oh yeah, Battle. That's right. First one was Battle. And off the cuff, I've got Space Frog with a little, ring battleship with a mysterious person. But anyway, so we're going to give a drawing here. I'm going to do the official drawing. Woohoo! We are going to see if we can't come up with something here. I'm going to grab one of these little pieces out. We have the one, and I will restore the box to maintain the level of secrecy and drama. Yes. Space Frog! We're going to be Space Frogging. Alrighty, let's see what we have here today, shall we? We are going to... I don't have any drum rolls or anything, but I ripped the cute little sticker on it. Okay, and the theme today is... Cats! Are you kidding? Cats? Cats! Cats? No way. Cats! Oh, okay. So now I'm going to do a Space Frog theme bit with cat. I wonder where I'd get any inspiration of cats from. I'm not sure. Oh my gosh. So yay. So we're going to do a Space Frog scene with cats. And I think I'm going to pick a... let's do it on this one right up here. There we go. Nice. Oh, the cats. We've got cats. We've got the kitties. Hang tight. Go. I'm going to do that. Little jaunt there. There we are. Okay. Awesome. Cat-themed Space Frog with cats. Okay. So tonight... Oh, that's just hilarious. For those of you watching who don't know, Stephanie and I are still in the process of running I guess you could say a cat rescue. When we first moved to this house, we found out that it had a horrific overpopulation of cats. So we started rescuing litters of kittens and getting all the parents fixed and everything. And we've actually done a great job. We haven't seen any new ones in a while, which is great. We have 4 outdoor ladies, all fixed. They're a commune that guards our house against all predators. They also have a very warm place to sleep outside. They have several warm places to sleep, so that's cool. But indoors, we have 20. That's right. We have 20. I think, yeah, 20. We got rid of one. We're down to 19. We're down to 19 cats. I forgot about that. Lady Papaya, we went to the house of Ginger Snaps, and her lovely husband. And Papaya is doing very well, as I understand it. So cats and Space Frog. Just to give anyone an idea, the Space Frog is become the sort of, I guess you could say, mascot of the Space Art by Christopher Dahl live stream. Space Frog has taken on a life of his own, and we're gonna continue with that life. Now, the intersection point between cats and Space Frog. So I envision Space Frog as kind of being a Jetsons era 1960s cartoon television show that's effectively where the inspiration for Space Frog largely comes. Between daily TV shows, Underdog, for instance, that sort of thing, Jetsons, or even the Warner Brothers cartoons. So in that end, I don't mind putting Space Frog into harsh positions. So cats, meaning we've got multiple cats. Okay, I'm not going to draw 20 cats in this square. That's not going to happen. That will not happen. But I will putting on the sort of mindset here of let's see, the mindset of our community in particular, Space Frog in general, and we're gonna put a cat here, and then we're gonna get Cat Minion, kind of looking down over there. I'm gonna do these in pencil first, and then we'll actually I should be using a different pencil. No more should be's. We'll just do it, and then we'll put a sort of a big one right up here. All right. Got our little shape here. Now we got to find a place for Space Frog himself. Okay, so this is also an exercise for me to. Oh, I just kicked my card. That's okay. I'll get that in a second. If I don't know, it'll forever be lost to the floor of the studio. There we go. We're very kinetic artist here. Okay, had a lot of coffee. There we go. Cats. Okay, so we got those three, and I'm gonna give him a little indication of eyes. And also there's sort of a hint of science fiction, superhero-ish kind of stuff. Again, in the vein of the Jetsons. There we go. Yes. So there's a certain amount of silliness here that that needs to be addressed. Okay, so let's get Space Frog's going to be facing these two, so we're not going to really technically see Space Frog's eyes, but we will get the overall shape, and or like the ear, the frog ear. What's the technical term for the frog ear? I'm completely forgetting. Anyway, doesn't matter, right? It'll be fine. So yeah, and then what am I gonna have Space Frog actually doing? Running. Yeah, that's what we're going to be doing. So it's going to be like doing a full-on run, looking over his shoulder, with strangely muscular arms for Space Frog, but I don't know if I've depicted him running or not. Well, yeah, we'll put his little, since his feet are crazy, so crazy huge, so that'll be just like that. So we've got him running away. There we go. And these are big cats, right? So here's some buildings in the side of the street that they're on. There we go. So this is getting into the kaiju, holding a catnip mouse. There, I'm totally doing that. And then of course we've got to have the paw on a building. Here we go. Okay, cool. Yay. Oh, that's just funny. And then, spacey building. Boop. There we go. Street. Okay. Oh, wow. That's freaking hilarious. I love it. I love everything about it. There's just no question. Okay. If I had, I do not. All right. There we go. So there we are. We've got the official cats one. I've got a little drawing. I think to bring this to life with a little paint. I think for this one, move a couple of things out of the way. I'm gonna use my boom. We're gonna go with our acrylics. So I've got a big batch of my my fluid acrylics here. We're gonna do casein after this, but I've got it all set. We're in good shape here, right? I think we're doing pretty good. All right, so I'm gonna just mix up here a little bit of, find myself some burnt umber, carbon black, neutral gray, raw umber. Okay, so maybe I just have raw umber. Raw umber. Okay, so we're gonna do raw umber. Raw umber it is then. Raw umber and a touch of black. I need something to outline these little guys. And my outliner brush. Alrighty. Move water over there. Make some room, and we are ready to go. Yeah, I sometimes have this stuff ready to go, but oftentimes it's just kind of not. All right, I found my little one of these little trays here, so I'm gonna one of these little mixing trays for stuff. I'm gonna give it a shot with my fluid acrylics here. See how this goes. And handy trusty towel with me. Man, this year has been crazy so far. I agree. It's been a little wild. We are taking the approach here in the studio of let's just do cool shit. So we're gonna do that. Oh, first you get the unexpected gig working on the marathon trailer. Oh, that's right. Oh my gosh. And congratulations, by the way. Very cool. Then right after I started that, DreamWorks emailed me to come back for the movie and Fed. Oh, very cool. Congratulations. Hey, glad to see things are ramping up. That's very cool. Looking oddly hopeful sometimes, aren't they? Weird how that works. I've got a good vibe. I've got a good read on this. Are you gonna work on Hext this summer? Oh, that's congrats. Very cool. Very cool. No, I'm very glad. That's awesome. You do good work, Wes. I'm glad to see that people are seeing it. So very cool. Hey, Twin Cam 7, greetings. We are just getting rolling here with our painting day today. I'm doing a short. We're doing the Space Frog. I drew a topic of cats, and so we're going to do a short scene before the main painting. Yeah. See what we could do here. So we've got our critters. I'm just going to kind of get a little outline. Oh, that's way too much of an outline. Way too much. There we go. All right. Oh, man. Okay, this is going on way thicker than I wanted. Hang on a second. This is also practice for me trying to do this like fine detail on. This is actually pretty coarse. What do you call it? Pretty coarse. Yeah, this isn't a linen. This is a canvas for sure. So yeah. Let me give him little eyes. There we go. We're gonna keep this kind of sedate here. I need like a fine pen to do this. I think all my pens are. I brought all my drawing stuff upstairs. So yeah, pretty hilarious. Not all of my drawing stuff. I mean, there's tons of drawing stuff in the house, but it's funny what happens when I'm preparing to do work here and then there, and then I leave stuff. So the buildings, we'll just knock in the sides here, and then this side of this building will be. Since I can't do thin line work, I'm gonna work out the darks, and we're gonna have a nice dark background behind the running frog. Actually, yeah, let me just fill the whole thing in so that we can actually that'll help push the hand holding the mouse. That's hilarious. It's weird doing these is a little bit like doing cell art is what it feels like. It feels like what I imagine doing cell animation art would feel like, and maybe that's my lost calling, right? Maybe I should have just like packed my bags after early in college and just hit. I should have just hit L.A. Wes. That's what I should have done. I should have joined you guys in L.A. and just went for it, right? Yeah, that's all right. Yeah, go work at Microsoft. Yeah, there you go. No. Never worked out as well. Okay, I'm just gonna add a little bit there. All right, let's get the backside of the frog, and then oh yeah, the paw. Paw on building. Do 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 do. It's a very interesting brush. It's actually I haven't used this brush much, so this might be the wrong brush to use. So he's got his little running with that fist going, so you're really going for it. And yeah, back leg is really going for it. Oh yeah, I love the idea of a frog running like a biped. It's just ridiculous. Kind of half the fun. Would love it if I came to LA just for a visit. I haven't been to LA in years. I would love to. Um, in general, I would like to get back to traveling again. So we're doing the first steps first part. Make shit tons of money and then profit and travel. Anyway, yeah, that'd be fun. I'd like to. I definitely there's some West Coast trips that I definitely want to get into the books here before we check out. We're going to have like 25 feet of snow, 25 inches. Our area is expected to get. We have no idea. It's I really it's all of the forecasts have been pretty chaotic. I'll be perfectly honest with you. It's like, well, in general, we know when it's gonna hit. I think here we're mostly gonna get the cold, but yeah, knock on wood, that would be nice, and probably some of it. I haven't quite gotten a full read on how snow and precipitation plays out during these events because we always get our news from bigger cities, like either up Erie, up close to Lake Michigan, up close to Lake Erie, Lake Michigan, blah blah blah. Yeah, right. Or Pittsburgh. So, and weirdly enough, our area gets it's weird about its precipitation. Sometimes it hits, sometimes it just absolutely misses. There we go. Right now, it's just really flipping cold. Really cold. And heading down. I think outdoor temperature right now is about 2 o'clock. Weather report from the Christopher Dell Studios. A mountain of snow is the specific forecast. Exactly. Make sure you've stocked up on toilet paper and duct tape. Yes. All right. Let's see here. I want to go for something that's a little more, a little stylized with the colors here. I feel like these guys need to be some measure of, get a little bit of being close to Lake Erie and all. Yeah, it's I have no doubt the closer to the lake, absolutely gonna be pretty nuts. You're supposed to get nothing or 2 feet, right? That's about what ours is too, honestly. Nothing or 2 feet. Okay, and I got a little. I'm pulling out some different colors here. Sorry, I didn't pull this over. I added a little bit of raw sienna just to brighten up the brown tones a little bit. To keep this kind of in the oranges a little bit, we'll do a sky, and then of course Space Frog being green, we'll get to some greens. You couldn't get any groceries delivered, so you'll die. Oh no. But I needed the Pop-Tarts. I managed to get the cat boxes cleaned down here, so it'll feel a little less claustrophobic in this house, since everything's shut. That's the thing that kind of bums me out about any of the winter stuff. I don't mind weathering the cold, although it's going to be expensive as hell between the electrical costs and the wah. First world problems, right? I have it. I'm very thankful. Yeah. We're gonna get through this. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. Okay, I'm gonna get sort of this. Let me see how this is gonna work. Let me get a little bit more water, and I kind of want to do this like a wash. There we go. Yeah. So we have kind of the magenta kitty in the back here. Maybe I'll do that with this one as well. Hey, greetings! Hope all is well with you. Welcome aboard. Thank you for a Friday afternoon live stream. Yay! There we go. Just going to kind of work that on in there. More giant kitties. The theme of this particular, this is a little warm-up painting I'm doing right here. The theme of this painting, cats. The cats. Cats and Space Frog. So we got a little bit of Space Frog action. And I'm going to come in and give this one a little. I've been chatting with my friend Andrew. I don't know if he's on here tonight. We've been watching different variations of the Godzilla movies, right? He's going through and watching a whole bunch of them. I went and found Shin Godzilla a couple of weeks ago, and it was a lot of fun. So we have Godzilla on the brain, I guess you could say. Yeah. So it's got a little bit to do with the cats. Just a little bit. There we go. And then oh yeah. Bum 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 ba bum bum bum. Yes. Greetings. Ba-ba-dum-bum. Okay, I need my blue, a good cerulean blue. There we go, blue hue. All right, let me get a little bit of this going. I'm not going to make it too much of a secret. You guys have been hearing me talk about Space Frog for years. Been some progress on the Space Frog front. So yeah, I will be. I'll be doing a little Patreon update this week on the Space Frog front. It's going to be fun. And then for those of you who are not on Patreon, there'll be some fun news to share pretty soon. So yeah, it'll be a good time. Alrighty. Bum 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 bum. The Space Frog running from the cat mob. Yeah, that's it. The mob of cats running him down the street. Kind of treating this like a watercolor almost at this point, but it's fun. Bum 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 bum. Not enough water. Not enough water to do that. So of course, in the end, we're gonna have enough of these, I think, where it'll be kind of a fun overall scene. Little sky in there. Da, 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 da. Yeah. There we are. I should probably use some of that color with this and a little blue, and then I get myself a nice little street tone. Street tones. There we go. A little more. A little bit more. There we are. Oh yeah. Here we go. Graying up your paints. And then we're going to get street. Yeah, this is me talking my way through my painting. I must sound like a crazy person. Stephanie keeps reminding me, you're constantly like, narrating your life. I'm like, yeah, I know. I'm a weirdo. I stay in all day, and there's just nothing but cats. So what are we going to do? What am I going to do? No, I'm kidding. It's all good. Bum, 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 ba-dum, bum. A little bit of a city scene there. Oh, Catch-22. That is a Catch-22 reference. I like that. I dig that. Good one. All right. I'm gonna do I need a touch of a yellow oxide. I'm just gonna put it there. All right, here we go for this side of the street, because this is like, sunshine is on the side of the street. Now let's get that back behind him. There we go. Make it look like this is a brick building of some kind. There we are. Little street details. Darken this up a bit. And I know I don't have any music. I've lost my I got to re-up one of my subscriptions. So I decided I'm not going to do Spotify anymore. So I've got another one I need to re-up. Sorry about that. So it's going to be just like weirdly silent here. I know, strange. Okay, now the cats themselves. Let's see. Maybe I'll do a little more yellow oxide. Actually, now that paint's kind of drying a bit, maybe I should come in and give this one a little more. Yeah, just keep working it like a glaze or a wash for now, which is probably not the right way to go, but I'm going to do it anyway. Nice thing is this will be a nice orange to go against the green. When I yeah, there we go. It's peaceful. Thank you. Very good. By design. Okay. Someplace here I have a paint called Titan Buff. And there we go. I like Titan Buff. It's not quite white, and it's got a little chalky edge to it. I guess you could say it's his like 1990s doctor's office, something or other. Where am I going to put it? I need a bigger one of these trays. I need a bigger tray. There we go. There. This will get the white. Get rid of the white out of the cat there. There we go. It gives them a little spooky look. I'm not sure where I'm getting magenta as a color for cats. I mean, cats typically aren't magenta necessarily, but that's okay. It's all right. You'll need a tray, right? The food's hot. You're going to need a tray. That is by far one of my favorite bits ever. I had the girls just crying themselves laughing. We watched that so many times. Oh my gosh. Back in the day. There we go. That's funny. Oh yeah. Feeling like I would like to bring this up a bit. There we go. Not quite yeah. Hasn't quite reached the oh gosh the little ear things. Here we go. The little ear spots. There we go. Our the ear ducts themselves. They're just flaps of fur, right? Oh, whoop. That was a mistake, but it gives them some character, doesn't it? Oh my gosh. I completely forgot. I do have the ability, I believe. No, that's as far in as it goes. Okay, cool. Well, there we are. Need a tray. All right. Now that's going on. Hey, that's right. Oh, Twin Cat, I didn't I just recognized your icon. I thought you were someone else. Ah! Oh, that was a mistake. Okay. Da, 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 da. This blue is working against me, but I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna work it. It's gonna be good. Also, make sure you tell your managers you can't be in a meeting because you're watching Space Art by Christopher Dahl. You know, I was laughing with a friend of mine. Not to get into. I shouldn't even. The joke is it's a joke, right? There's no joke about general strikes. I think they're very important a tool in the arsenal of freedom. But I'm laughing about how, as an artist, I've actually been on general strike since about 2015. So it's like, wait a second, you're an artist. I'm on strike. What, again? Still? The Attack of the Space Cats. All righty. I'm kind of digging it. I'm digging where we're going with this. So we're gonna need a oh yeah. So I struggle with Space Frog's outfit, right? It kind of has been variations of purples and purple grays. So I'm gonna try to go a little more on the purple side, and I've got all those colors out right now. So let me work it. Let me work it and see what I get. There we go. Oh yeah, yeah. I'm doing this all. I love it. I'm doing this all off camera. I got a very nice purple right here. Let's go for it. We're gonna go for Purple Rain. He's in his Prince phase, right? So we're gonna give him the Purple Rain treatment on the frog suit. I'm gonna dilute that down just a bit more. There we go. Da-da-ba-ba. That's too okay, too purple, but I can yeah, we'll come back and work this. Maybe it's too bright. I'm not gonna be able to see my mouse. Ah, it's okay, I'll make the mouse a different color, right? Oh yeah, and he was supposed to have exposed legs, so these are supposed to be green. So that's not working. Yo, okay. You like the style? Thank you. Thank you. I've been I've been working my cartoon style a little bit in the background. So why I kind of I mentioned this though. I think it was maybe it was yeah, maybe it was Twin Cam 7 here. I was talking about how I've like I was kind of out of the loop a little bit for a while, and in the interim coming back to Blender, for instance. Pretty funny. They have a whole new update and everything, so it's all new. Every time I turn around and learn software and then come back to it's newer. So yeah, pretty funny. Anyway, Blender's got a new version that has drastically improved their 2D animation space. Just the UI, just the UI, the user experience, if you will. They've improved that, and it made a big difference. I'm liking what I'm seeing, so we're having some fun with those tools. Yeah. All right. I feel like I went a little too bright with this. That's not going to look any better. So now we're going to give it texture. Okay, yeah, there we go. Now, I've run out of places for my greens. I'm going to need to do green in something else. I will do my greens in a container like this. Remember, folks, yogurt is your friend. So for my greens, I have a Titan Green Pale. Oh, that's really pale. Where's my other chromium green oxide and a phthalo green? Now we're going to go with the chromium gray oxide. I'm just going to put this into a container here. There we go. And I'm going to work the program. All right, let's get some Space Frog color in here, right? So yeah, the goal of this was to do kind of like a quick quick warm-up painting before the big game, right? That's the goal. Bum, 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 bum. And then I should have rendered him with like short sleeves, so I'm gonna do that. And then of course this needs to be entirely green and not blue. I flubbed this one, so I'm gonna have to like come back and render over that. So I'm kind of just doing the background here, and then his eye. I'm gonna try some of the Titan Green Pale and see how this one works. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to get the dangly cat toy that he's carrying into the mix here very well. It's a tiny painting. I'm going to do it. We're going to do it. We're going to make this work. All right. float that on in. Ah. And again, I want to thank Stephanie for coming up with this concept. She's the one that came up with this and put the board together and all of the drawings, all the little concepts, all the little tags. So yeah, that was really cool. And Space Frog will soon be taking off to the skies. I really need is a yellow. I do not have a yellow. Hang on. All right, I need a yellow. My yellow got used up. I need a proper yellow. So this one, Benzimab medium yellow. Okay, that's what I'm going to do. If you came here for the scientific names of the paints, I hate to disappoint you. We ain't got them. Oh, whoa, that one's really gross. Yeah, I haven't used this one for a while. Hang on. Forgot to shake it. Never shake these with the caps open, by the way. I have spatters all over the office here and wherever I've called an office because of that. So, trying this again. Right. Alrighty. Let's see if we can't get a little bit. There we go. Just a touch. There's some yellow highlights here in his yeah, I'm gonna put yellow highlights all over him here. Just a little get a little bit of oh, it's not dried yet. Not dried yet. Okay. Yeah, it's yellow over dark. What are you thinking, mister? But I do want to yellow this up a little bit. Yeah, yellow over dark. That's never gonna work, right? But there we go. Even give him a little bit there. Now, that purple may have dried enough. There we go. So now I'm going to tone this down with a little bit of my Titan buff. Let's see if we can't make it look like he's actually doing something here. There we go. Whoops. Some highlights on the backside and highlights on there. His arm. There we go. On there. Still not going to go. No. Space Frog running from the giant cats. I think the best way for me to do this mouse is to make it like a blonde mouse. Maybe I'll put some color on it in a second. Maybe this whole scene is deserving of a bigger rendition. Who knows? I'll do a little yellow there. There we go. Gives it a little dangly. Green. Kind of like I like the idea of his arms not being in the suit. I like the idea of his suit being kind of like short sleeve. I'm going to do that. Okay. Now, at this point, and maybe I should do that. Maybe I should work on the next one. I'd like to let this dry a little bit so we can. Oh, wait, there's little mouth action I didn't quite address here. I almost lost this guy's mouth. There we go. Rah. Now it looks like he's actually saying something, right? Rah. There we go. Now it's just a matter of like refining everything, right? So yeah. Oh, yeah. This is I need to block this. This is too bright. There we go. Darken that up just a little bit. There we go. Maybe I can wander over here and indicate some details in the windows of these buildings and kind of hint at a street level. More windows. Some crushing architecture here. I mean, how fun would that be to like show the cat bursting through the buildings? That would just be hilarious. And supposedly in the background, there's some building with water towers, you know, or like a CN tower of some kind, apparently. Oh yeah, and there'd be people on the street running in fear as well, right? Had to have a few of those. Save me, Space Frog! No! Just give it. Just give him the catnip. No way, man. Not giving him the catnip. There we go. Not happening, right? And then we're just gonna give it a little start in with the line work here a little bit and really pull it out there. Yeah. There we go. And kind of grade his suit up a little bit. Hey, how you doing, Iridium? Good to see ya. Yeah. Here's what we drew today for the Space Frog thing. Cats. Cats. All right. We're gonna let this one dry a little bit, okay? We're gonna let this one dry, and I'm going to take a short break, not very long, just a quick couple-minute break, and we'll get reset. Hey, welcome aboard. Hey, you got here that I'm gonna walk away. Yeah, I'm gonna do that, and then we're gonna move on to the next piece. So don't go away, everybody. It's gonna have fun. Oh, I gotta put this. I can shrink this thing. Let's put this up here. Right. Giant cats. Exactly. Okay, here we go. Welcome back, everyone. Thank you for joining. I appreciate it. I'm way off here, aren't I? Yes, I am. How's that? Better? Oh, there we go. Being centered in my life, right? Hey, greetings. Happy Friday, everybody. Yeah, we are here. We're here in the basement with our first return back to the Space Frog board with Cats and Space Frog. I'll make sure to post these in the Discord. Thank you very much. And in fact, if you're not on the Discord, let me go ahead and grab that for. Wait, I don't have that. Da, 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 da. Where is the thing here? Da, 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 da. Here we go. Boom. All right. Oh, wrong button. There we go. Boom. Okay, yeah. If you're not on the Discord, there's a link in the chat there, and feel free to join up. Got some fun stuff coming up, so it could be interesting. Yes, and 25 feet of snow. Yeah, I don't remember what our current snow accumulation is. It's supposed to be kind of stupid. We'll see. Not really sure, but hey, I'm gonna come back and do some bits to this at the end. But right now, I'm going to just set this aside. We're going to get on to some of the other pieces today. So, there. What's going on in the studio? Well, lots of painting. I'm being an artist, but let me show you one of the other things I'm doing. All right, let me go back over here. Oh, there we go. Okay, so boom. This is the Enterprise. This is the Enterprise D from Star Trek: The Next Generation, and this is a kit that I've had. I've probably shown this one on there. I've had this model since this model was released. This is released in 1988, a year just basically after the first season of Next Gen aired. And I've had this forever. I did kind of an okay job painting it. All my windows dissolved because I used ink that didn't like daylight or something. Who knows? So I'm in the process of resurfacing the whole thing, doing some nice. It was never properly glued. There were gaps and craziness all over the place. The attachment point to the saucer on the neck was terrible. So I am working on revising this whole thing, and this is the neck part of it. I've installed some magnets here that are going to hold it all together, and then the underneath is I've embedded. I just did this today. I've embedded a square brass support that goes all the way through the neck here. The reason why it's all taped up is I don't have this glued yet. This thing is embedded in a whole bunch of. I think I used Magic Sculpt in there. So this is going to be a real nice solid base, solid stand. For this model. This really never had a proper stand. It just sat on a shelf. It was terrible. So, hey, there we go. Old Star Trek models. I never had the D up on the shelf anyway. So we're gonna have this one up there. No lights for this version. This is just gonna be paint and decals. And then I actually have a whole nother version of this kit that I've started drilling out for light. So more models. Let's set this back over. Stepped on my cord. Now that I've found now that I found the office again and the back corner, the model bench is coming back online. Like my paintings, I have all these unfinished models that really, I just have to kind of sit down and take them through to the end a little bit, and they'd be fine. They'd be fine. So that's the sort of thing we're doing. Some new work, unfinished pieces, make cool shit. Share it with you. That's the plan. That's what we're going for. Hey, so I am just ragging this thing out. I don't think I'm going to need this after all. I was thinking of doing some sketches in this, but I don't need to. So I'm going to move that, boom, out of the way. And instead, I'm just going to focus on our panel here. And I will keep my tray of acrylics out for later. because I will come back to the Space Frog painting. But for this one, for this painting, yeah, let me do a quick switcheroo of my things. I have all my paint here next to me on the board. So this was what we were using, and it's worked out great. I'm also relearning my my setup a little bit. Everything is a learning process, right? So I'm just gonna get these out of the way. We'll be fine. Excuse me. Right. And I don't have an assistant. The assistants that I do have, the cats, they're terrible at this. Not very good at assisting. Sorry about that. Hair of doom. Alrighty. Hello from Palermo, Sicily. Well, hello. Welcome aboard. That's greetings from Sicily. I'll trade you with snow. Fantastic. Well, welcome aboard. We're gonna do some fun stuff. I'm thrilled. That's awesome. Very, very cool. Yes. I'll even trade you for your food too. Your local food. That would be fantastic. I want to do a food tour of all of Italy, Sicily included. Welcome aboard. Houdini Bob says our grocery store shelves here in Southeast Texas are empty because of the ice storm, which will last one day. I feel your pain. In Washington State, that was frequently what would happen as well. We'll get through this. Make sure you have an extra supply of duct tape and water and 5,000 rolls of toilet tissue. You'll be fine. We'll get through this. It's absurd. The absurdity is actually half the fun, honestly. But anyhow, so for today, let's see. So for this painting, we're gonna move on to more Space Frog. Exactly. We will move on to more Space Frog. Move that over like that. Okay, cool. Now, I'm using a different kind of paint. We haven't done this in a while. This is Casein, is the name of this paint. It comes in tubes, like the, like this stuff. Might as well get out some greens, because we're going to need it. Little Terra Verde. I hope that the, cadmium green. Holy smokes, I didn't even know I had that. This particular line of paint has some really good toxic pigments. I can't wait. There we go. Let me see, what else would I need in here? I need a little bit of definitely gonna need the raw umber, burnt sienna for sure. Got the white, not gonna bother with black. Got a couple of yellows there. Gonna need my reds. Cadmium scarlet. Oh, gotta have to have some. I'm not gonna do permasol. I'm gonna do cerulean blue. There we go. All right. What's really cool about this paint is it is it's water-based. It was very similar. It's very similar to gouache, basically. Yeah. Great inspiration. Thanks. It's cool. Awesome. I am so thrilled. So what I'm going to do is we're going to kind of deal with this like a painting, but also kind of like what I did with the Space Frog painting at the start of the show. I'm going to do a little Space Frog scene. Now, Space Frog, again, for those of you who don't know, is sort of the mascot of the show. And I haven't committed yet to any kind of a Space Frog comic yet. So that may be happening very soon. And that's as far as I'm going to go with it. Yes. Alrighty. What I like to use when I'm doing any kind of painting like this, it'll be hard to see, but this is a slab of glass here, right? So I like using this kind of stuff for my thicker paints. I mix on it. It's easy to clean up. I have had really good luck with this. A lot of my painterly, I guess you could say, targets of inspiration. Yeah, a lot of painters use glass, and I dig it. So we're just gonna stick that right on there. I like being back at my drawing table, not gonna lie. This is where we started the live stream, was on the drawing table and with Casein paint, strangely enough. So yeah, kind of feels good. Alrighty, I'm going to set the paints aside a little bit, And let's get to the drawing part of this one. A little water. Go. Yeah, the storm hasn't even hit yet, and the storm hasn't hit yet. Grocery stores are just swamped with stuff, right? Exactly. Can I do that? I can, but it won't do anything. Okay, cool. So again, this is what is this? 6x9, I think, 6x9 panel of some kind, and I'm gonna draw this today with a. Where's the one? Here we go. I'm gonna use a Prismacolor watercolor pencil. We'll lose the lines because it's watercolor, but that's okay. So I'm gonna put a mark here for the top of Space Frog's head, and we're gonna come right down here to the bottom where his feet are gonna be. I want the here we go, and we're gonna do a standing Space Frog. So I'm gonna just kind of do this. And it's going to be standing kind of at a relaxed. Actually, I'm going to do this, and then yes, head. Okay, cool. All right, we're gonna work this out. Kind of body and shoulders right there, and this. This is just me sketching to make sure that I've got what I need. And I also don't want to go out of the out of things here. So yeah, there we go. Alrighty. I'm gonna start with the eyes because that's sort of the eyes and the souls, if you will. I haven't really depicted Space Frog standing, so we're gonna pick Space Frog standing. Now, the Space Frog character himself comes from a couple of different. Oh gosh, let me make sure I get the smile right. If I don't get the smile right, I'm doomed. There we go. Couple of different inspirations for Space Frog. One, there's some tree frogs, right? Kind of tree frog style where the eyes are pretty far apart, right? And I like that style, but I also like the style of the Genesee Valley frog, which, I know at least one of you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. There was a giant sculpture that was actually sculpted to be a children's slide. At least that was the intent. And it was a giant frog. And it was all made out of it was originally, gosh, the famous sculptor, I'm forgetting his name. Of course, this is just me being old, forgetting the guy's name anyway. The sculptor sculpted out of marble, and then they did a cast, and the frog that was in the mall was actually a terrazzo concrete. It was gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. The Friendly Frog, I believe, is what it's called. It's in the Mott Gardens. One of them's in the Mott Gardens in Flint, and he made a couple of them. Which reminds me, if I go up there, I absolutely think I might have to. Next time I'm up there, I may have to check that out. All right. So, not a spacesuit today. We're going to give him a little formal wear. Give Space Frog a little formal wear here. Let's see. And he's going to be holding a teeny. There we go. With his giant Space Frog hands. But you got to have the pinky out because that denotes, that denotes the you're civilized, right? So we're going to do the martini glass over here. Actually, yeah, it's the glass would have been much bigger, so it has to come down here. There we go. All right, there we go. I think I can. Let's see how erasing does on this. Probably not well. Not bad, not bad. I'm afraid to erase on this material though. Frog, Space Frog, exactly. Radium, yeah, that was fun. I think there was a little hump. You would slide down his back. He was in a seated position, and then whenever you slide down, you ended up cracking your ass on one of the on one of the sculpture itself was his ass basically. Let's just do the thing and giving him his very Chuck Jones style feet here. I'm trying to have him trying to give him a nice relaxed pose, and I always get confused when I do these poses, so bear with me while I just work it out. There we go. I'll put the link for the frog. Oh, thank you. Awesome. Yeah. That's cool. The friendly frog. I did find a short video on the, I think Meyer Gardens has the, somebody has the original marble sculpture that he did, and then the other versions were distributed throughout Michigan. So maybe I'm just gonna have him leaning on the bar. So kind of like, yeah. Or do I just have a what am I going to do with his arm? I had this worked out. I had it worked out, but then I changed some different things on it. So I'm trying to remember now. That's okay. Marshall Fredericks. Thank you, Iridium. I appreciate that. There we go. Yes. If I put his arm up, then it would be... And give him like a spacey cigarette holder, like Spacely Space Sprockets, right? There we go. There we are. I'm doing it. I'm doing. You're not supposed to show smoking. It's terrible. Well, you know, he's a 1960s, 1950s Mad Men era frog. So he's gonna have the cigarette on the what do you call it? The classy cigarette extension. That's what it is, and filter. There we go. Yes. All right. And let's see. We're gonna give him the bar here. It's gonna have a nice mid-century modern shape to it. There we go. And then in the background, there's going to be the window. Actually, so I'm imagining that he's in like a lounge someplace that's like an Arrow Sierranen kind of, you know, TWA center kind of lounge, and then there's going to be, you know, a wedge-shaped light structure above him. He's on a rug, so we'll have a little those. There we go. I think that's going to pretty much... I'm going to let these details fade out a little bit. There we go. And then, I don't know, like a little space radio kind of thing of some kind. There we go. Do we do like the sort of yeah, sort of like Herman Miller style seating, airport seating. There we go. All right. I'm just making this up as I go. Tell me to stop. Tell me to stop. There we go. There we go. There we go. All right. Jesus, where do I start with this now? Holy smokes. We're going to be here all night painting up this way. Nah, it's all good. What I like about the gray, though, is that it gives you this, it gives you a nice mid-tone that you can work with, which is really cool. So, yes. All righty. Finding our instruments of the trade. I am going to go with a flat and a... I'm going to start with the flat. Okay. And what do I need for... I need a thing. I need a thing. I need a thing. Ah. Can I use this? Yeah. I might get... I'm going to grab another... hey, just a sec. I'm going to grab another palette knife. Hold tight. My process of reorganization is chaos at best. Okay, got a report on the frog. Iridium says, and again, this is the Marshall Fredericks, the Friendly Frog, formerly of the Genesee Valley Center. It's the Art of the Gardens estate at Applewood Gardens, owned by Ruth Mott, which is also the same family that brought you Mott apple juice. Weighs 6,600 pounds, 63 inches high. You aren't hurting. You can go play on the frog, kids. You ain't gonna hurt the frog. Trust me. 6,000 pounds of concrete and terrazzo. Oh, it's awesome. Yeah, about 8 feet by 10-foot area. My favorite part is here's usually what happened. People would just drop the kids off by the frog and then go do their shopping and smoking and who knows what else, and then come back later and you hope that your kids are by the frog. So I'm not lying. That's how that worked. That was shopping malls in the 70s. Trust your strangers around you. Okay. Let's get ourselves a nice little sky background here. So I'm going to grab some white. And, oh, this is really grungy. Grungy. Okay, cool. Yeah, I haven't opened up this one in a while. Oh, boy, yeah. All right, and where's my cerulean blue? Here we go. Let me get just a little bit of this out here. There we are. A little thick. Again, I haven't used this paint in a while, so... Hey, you gotta run and buy all the toilet paper before it may or may not get snow. Congratulations. Thanks for dropping by today. Catch you in a little bit, okay? Cheers. Watch out for the snow. All right, let's get a little cerulean here. I need a good sky blue. This is going to completely wash it out, but that's okay. I'm going for simple on this to start. Oh, I have this really wide palette knife. It's not doing what I want it to do. That's okay. Let's see. Do I want that light? Almost. A little bit more. A little darker. This is a, like I said, this is a water-based paint. It is mostly opaque. I mean, obviously your yellow colors aren't going to be as opaque, but it is mostly opaque. All right, get a little water on here. Oh, get some actual water on here. A little. I like this brush, but it needs a little work. Okay. All right. I actually haven't used this paint in so long, so we're gonna wing it. So we're gonna get this window. I'm not gonna worry about some of the details, right? I'm just gonna kind of come in here and this on in. I always go on about the history of it of Casein. This was a paint that was used frequently by advertising illustrators before gouache really kind of took over the scene. But once gouache hit, well, I mean, gouache always kind of existed, right? It was a formulation. Gouache is really just a formulation of watercolor, right? But I guess not in widespread use. I'm not sure of the history of that. Either way, Casein paints like this were often employed, is my understanding. I'm going off of the history of Casein paint primarily by the recounts of artists like John Berkey, who I have always been fascinated with. Everyone's buying bread, milk, and eggs. If the power goes out, yeah, how are you gonna hope your toaster works? Yeah. Anyway, so John Berkey was an advertising illustrator before he became a science fiction, known for being a science fiction book illustrator, science fiction books, movie posters, that sort of thing. And it's also covered quite a bit by James Gurney, who is an excellent painter and illustrator. Yeah, author and artist of the Dinotopia books. He goes into great detail about the history of casein, and he uses it on occasion. It makes a very nice background layer, even if you're doing like a watercolor illustrations, because once it dries, it doesn't reactivate. You can't, like, you can go over it with water and it's not going to do anything, and it dries to a nice hard surface. So it's very good at I need a smaller brush. Yeah, there we go. I'm switching up to a filbert because it's not even a filbert. It's another one of these. Okay. Well, it's playing nice. There we go. Anyway. So yeah, so dries to a waterproof finish, and you can do a lot of cool stuff with it in that state, which is really great. Good tool for illustration. Now, this is gonna be a little, it's not perfect, right? Okay, I'm just gonna cover over that. There we go. And the other kind of weird thing about it is it does have a color shift, right? It does experience a color shift the way acrylics do. So this will probably dry a lot darker than it looks right now, and that's okay by me. Right. Now the ceiling. Oh no. What do I do about the ceiling? Okay. I'm just gonna go with my gut on this. I'm gonna go with a kind of a burnt sienna. Kind of that reddish color for the ceiling. I'm just gonna go with it. Oh, the estate and the frog are at 1400 East Kersley Street, Cultural Center, next to the Mott Community College, and near the planetarium. It's fun. I actually haven't been to the planetarium in a while myself. I have always enjoyed that planetarium. The Longway Planetarium in Flint, Michigan is one of the better planetariums to be seen. I don't know if they preserved the original Zeiss, mechanical planetarium projector stuff. It'd be a shame if they got rid of it. But under the right conditions, when you actually let your eyes get adjusted, I am convinced that the original old light bulb projector mechanical shows are really excellent. Really excellent. Anyway. I'm going to go ahead and mix up a yellow ochre. I'm going to mix up my ceiling color. I think it's going to be kind of like this. There we go. I kind of want a sort of maroonish, brownish kind of thing, but I want it lighter than this. I'm going to add to the yellow, add a little bit of this magenta, rose red, as they say. Yeah. Oh, yeah, this is kind of in the idea where we're going. See, now, by way of explanation, Stephanie and I just recently rewatched the Mad Men show. Mad Men. Don Draper, Peggy Olson, the whole crew. It's been apparently it's just gone through like a whole restoration, upscale to high def 4K and all that jazz. And I didn't think I would really be all that into it, honestly. I'll be the first to admit. I wasn't sure if it was really going to be something I'd be interested in. They took out the projector, and it's in the entryway. Oh, okay, cool. Thank you. I appreciate that. The last time I was there, I know that they had already done that. The projection system had already been replaced with digital. And they had a really fun show. I wish that it seems like every time I go to any kind of a planetarium, includes the Hayden Planetarium. I always end up the only shows available are like the kids shows, and I find that very annoying. I want the Carl Sagan meant for semi-adults version. You know, I want that. Oh, I'm working way off my. Okay, hang on a second. I'm gonna get my face out of the way. All right, I'm gonna lay in our background colors here. We're going for the yeah, I'm going for this color. And, you know, if we don't like it, we don't like it. That's okay. We don't like it, we can just change it. It's all right. Here we go. I will say I really do like the surface. I do feel like it's going to be, I'm going to have to probably go over these. Go over these again. I shouldn't have gone to the edge, though. I should just be doing a vignette painting. I always forget that. Anyhow. All right. Well, committed. So there we go. Whoop. There we are. I am always kind of rotating this around. Yeah. I don't want to lose my space frog, right? I don't want to lose my frog. I do like the color so far. It's all digital projection now. I used to do the laser light shows at the planetarium using the Amiga. Oh, I remember. Oh, we talked about this a while back. That's right. I forgot. You know, see, I missed out on all this really cool stuff when I moved out of Michigan, you know? Iridium here's had some experience, had some fun experience with some cool tools. Little Pink Floyd The Wall laser show. That was The Wall. Not always The Wall. I think I'm going to get, I think I'm basically going to get paint strokes in this, I think. So I'm just going to not worry too much about it, this first layer. I just want to get the thing, da-da-da-do. I need a round brush, a smaller round brush. I don't know where mine ended up. That one's too small, that one's too big. Da-da-da. Hang tight, folks. All right, I'm going to go for that one. Right. I needed a bigger one than this, but this is going to have to do. Hey, take care, Iridium. Stay safe. Stay out of the snow. Don't get killed in the snow. Make sure you have toilet paper. Here we go. I should just not bother trying to save the space here for. See, I'm not really an illustrator. This is really what I'm doing, and sometimes I find that a little like sometimes I'm in the mood for it, and sometimes I'm not. I'm definitely not applying the proper illustrator skills here, but we're just going to do it. We're going to do it, and we'll see if we can have fun in the process. That's all. I'm going to render the little round bits. It's a very Jetsons-y thing, having little round clear dots or discs on the end of everything. It's very, very mid-century modern. Very Sputnik designy, right? Yeah. Okay. We're gonna have the same color mirrored in the. Now we're gonna do it in here. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna mirror the color in this little cleft of the furniture here. We are prepped and ready for Snowmageddon. Good for you guys. Oh, we were allowed to go to the top of the planetarium and look down through the grid. It looks a lot bigger when you look down from the top. Ooh, that's crazy. I didn't even know that was a thing. I guess it'd have to be. That's fun. There is a very nice planetarium in a college near us, town of Clarion, and it is. I went to a show there, and there was a couple that were doing the same kind of thing that you were doing with laser light shows. It was pretty neat. All right, there we are. Okay. Do-do-boo-boo-do-do-do-do. Okay, I'm going to move these over there. And let's see. I got a little glare, but, we're kind of seeing it. I think that when these dry, we'll see how this all turns out. I'm not going to lose a lot of sleep over this yet. But I have a blotch to deal with. This black spot down here. I'm going to have to figure out what that's going to end up being. Maybe it's just my signature. Who knows? I don't know. Okay. Maybe I can take advantage of the colors I have here and do my purple that I wanted that I was using for his suit before. I think I'm going to do that. I'm just going to try to mix a gray that has purple tones for his suit. Yeah, there we go. Still showing a lot of purple, but I think I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. Da, 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 da. I think I'm going to leave it as is. Okay. Righto. Now we're going to go for like acrylic paint. This casein dries pretty fast. All right. Very, very wet. Too wet. Let's see. I'm going to get the suit part here. Oh, it's not going to go on as well as I'd hoped. So it's going to kind of be like I think his legs are going to be exposed. So he's going to look like he's not wearing pants, but he actually is. Well, I mean, he's a frog. He doesn't need pants, right? It's like Porky Pigging it. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Sitting right in the microphone, I burp. That's really great. Welcome to Christopher Riddell and gastrointestinal distress. No, that's really, really bad. I can't believe I did that. Okay. Only here, this is going to have to be, yeah, there we go. And then behind here is the rest of his arm. And then it's down there. Ba-ba-da. And then the same thing on this side. Oops. There we go. We're getting there. We're getting there. I feel like this is going to probably be a very long, very long project right here, but that's okay, right? Alrighty. Oh yeah, tie. The tie. Yes, frog, Mr. Frog, as Rhonda said. Yes, this is where we're going with this. Anyway, so watching Mad Men, we had a good time watching the old Don Draper action, and I felt like Space Frog needed a little touch of Don Draper. That's fair, do a little homage, add bar little personality traits. We're not afraid of that. Uh-oh. We have an alert. Uh-oh. Oh no! No, he just stepped. Oh, we have speaking of which, you missed the earlier part. We have a little smudge. This, ladies and gentlemen, is Cosmo. He just woke up from his nap. There we go. All right. Cat alert. You want to say hi to the folks? No, we're not going to do that. He's got paint on his paws right now. I know. Isn't that terrible? What happened? I probably need to address the uh, elephant in the room, the cat in the room. That was Cosmo. He's been sleeping out here. I'm gonna let him out. I'll be right back. Hang tight. Da 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 da. Hold on. Hey bud. Hey, alrighty, there we go. Yeah, Cosmo had to come in and say hi. He's a crack up. He loves being in the studio with me, and when he's hanging out, it's a good napping spot for the kiddies. So I don't mind in the slightest. That's really great. But he's not shy, as you can see. Okay, there we go. Oh yeah, he really gave me a number on that one. Oh boy, poor frog. Oh no. There we go. Do a little touch up. But yeah, I love having the cats in here, but I find that when I'm actually trying to do work, I gotta lock them out. Not for any reason, not to be mean or anything. I'm like, oh, I can't have cats around me, otherwise I can't blah blah blah. No, it's very distracting. Very distracting, unfortunately. So I try to I give them times. There's just times of the day where they really couldn't care less about being in here with me. Like, it's official cat nap time sometimes in the afternoon. So I'm gonna see if I can get a little more paint on this while I'm just yapping here. Oh yeah, come back and over this. There we go. But yeah. There a couple of others like it too. There's a series of them, but we've there is an issue I find too with the fact that I often work with toxic materials and I don't want to poison the kitties. So there's that. Okay. Yay. Alrighty. I would like I get a little bit of raw umber here. Oh man, that was really bad. Okay, cool. Awesome. And I'm going to do a little touch. I've got the raw umbers right here. It was really when these paints sit for a while. It's kind of the same with any paints, right? The binder and the medium or the medium and the pigment binders, all that fun stuff will sometimes just sort of get munged. But yeah, our air in our house, because the furnace is running like all the time, is really dry. It's really dry. So yeah. It's because it's really dry, all of this is getting really dry. Yo. So yeah, this is probably some kind of some kind of really expensive, bar thing. And I'm going to put I'm going to ground him a little bit here. I honestly don't know what color the rug's going to be in this place. And I'm struggling with it. I mean, not cadmium orange, but I don't mind that. That kind of an orangey. Yeah, it's going to have to sort of be like a yellow. It's going to have to be kind of a yellow because that'll go with the green. Yeah, there we go. We're going to do that. We're just going to go for it. Maybe I will actually, before I go do that, I like the idea that there's a thing in the background above him, but I don't think it's going to work with it. So I'm going to kind of I'm gonna paint over it while I can. Too much stuff. Yes, Cosmo, one of our 20 cats. Cosmo was the first that we rescued because he was a kitten at the neighbor's house, basically. And it was, I think, the week we moved here, we went out and met the neighbors, and they're like, "Oh, look, there's a cat." And they've been feeding a bunch of the kittens in their back porch. Yeah, they faced the problem for years, so it was that it was a good bonding moment. And Cosmo, I don't know, he hadn't like picked a human yet. They had no sense of ownership of the cats. They were just feeding them, right? They've expressed no real interest in having. They've got a couple they've kept, but they don't. Yeah, they didn't. They certainly didn't want to go to the lengths of rescuing them we did, which is fine. That's a personal choice, right? I'm not going to hold it against them. It's whatever. Your personal madness is your business, and as is mine. But so Cosmo, no fear, just walked right up to me. He's like, "Oh, look, a human. I like this one. I'm going to pick this one." That's kind of what he did. He walked right up to me and was attached, for lack of a better term. Okay, there we go. There we go. I'm liking that better. Keeping it simple, folks. I might add like some kind of a light in later, but it's not going to be anything fancy. Also, in the interest of keeping it simple, I'm gonna get us a floor color here. There we go. I'm gonna go with the yellow ochre, and I think I'm just gonna kind of go straight in on it. I know I don't like going straight from tube colors. I do like mixing them, but I think for the benefit of expediency, I'm gonna just see if I can get a color over this gray. Now, so far, the brightest thing I have in here is that blue, and it's here we go. I'm out of practice with these paints. I can tell, because this is gonna be, look, this is just blah 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 blah. Maybe it's harder to see. I know I'm not live streaming at 4K yet, and that's not going to happen until I get a little more equipment. But maybe you can see the details. I'll post all of these at the end of the night. At the end of the session, so you'll see them on the Discord, right? There you go. Yeah. I'm really doing this all wrong. I've made this so much harder for myself. That's okay. We're gonna go about our business. You can go about his business. It's not the droids we're looking for. What? Maybe this round thing is just like the floor outlet or something. I don't know. All right. The nice thing about this is we now have a good base to work from, right? Yes, we do. There we go. I'm just going to do that. Not going to be shy about it. There, and there. There we go. Okay. Gonna have more fun with it. I'm not sure if this device is actually yellow, but for right now, it's what I have, so that's what I'm going to do. And it's like a little microphone. There we go. This is a very Jetsons-themed thing, from what I can tell. Yes. Okay, there we go. I want to thank everybody for hanging out with me tonight. This is always fun. Oh, wow. What the heck? And while I'm here, just because I'd like to play with the colors a bit, darken this. And darken this. I'm just going to get a little painterly with my bit up there. There we go. A bit. Oh, that's pulling it off. That's not what I wanted it to do. Okay. I got a little too aggressive too early. Okay. All right. Refresh some of my colors here. Alrighty. I know it's a confusing mess. I like this chaos. There are people that would never be able to work in this, and haha, just my superpower. Oh yeah. Actually, I've got a nice Shiva violet. I'm gonna do a little violet right there. Is what I'm gonna do. I'm just trying out all my colors, folks. I do love the color selection that this paint line offers. I'm going to do a little violet there, grab a little bit of my blue from earlier. There we go. A little bit more violet. And then a little bit of burnt raw umber to tone it down. Yeah, there we go. That's what we want. Wanted that color right there. This is going to be all of this. Float that on in there. So yeah, so restored 4K Mad Men gets a thumbs up from me. I enjoyed the show when it was out. I think it's one of the I believe when that show, gosh, it's an older show too now. God, I remember it like yesterday. I think it's one of the last shows that Stephanie and I got from Netflix when they were mailing discs to your house. That was a thing. There we go. Yeah, that's just kind of where I wanted to go with this. This is definitely where I wanted to go with this. The Spacely's Space Sprockets desk. Style desk. There we go. A little hint of gadgetry here. What I love about this is like where it starts to become fun. I know a lot of the setup on these paintings is kind of tedious, but it does get to be fun. I need the okay, there we go, and then the couch in the background. What did I say? Herman Miller. Herman Miller. Herman Miller. Herman Miller. I didn't expect to get a an education on international style office furniture, but the college I went to was a industrial design and furniture design college. So in West Michigan, which is where all these damn things were made. So that's what happened. That's just the way it. That's the way that ball went. Yeah. No regrets. I loved getting immersed in the history and the culture of that stuff. You know, the whole Charles and Ray Ames and Le Corbusier and all of that, and the forever spats of rivalry between like the Steelcase and the Hayworths and the Herman Millers and all that good stuff. Yeah. Here we go. All right. I'm never going to get through this, am I? Never in a million years. There we go. All right. Yellow medium. Okay, I'm gonna go in here a little bit and switch things up. Oh, his jacket got messed up. That's right. Do I still have that color? I do. Cosmo, I tell ya. Let me see if I can do that touch up real quick. He's a lovely cat. I'm just gonna do that, and then we'll just foreshorten his hand into the hand. That's what we're gonna do. All right. All right. I think since that's going to be like doing its thing, I'm going to use this color, green, purple. Yeah, this will work. This will work, kind of, as a... Now, I haven't really defined the anatomy of Space Frog's toes yet, so we're just getting toes and fingers. So we're all kind of just playing guessing games here on this one. we'll we'll figure it all out, though, right? It won't be a problem. Oh my gosh. I hope I can pull this one off. I do hope I can pull this one off. It's going to be silly. I keep saying it's going to be silly. We're waiting for it to be silly. A little cadmium medium here. Cadmium medium yellow, I should say. When I do paint with these paints, I am very careful to clear them up and the paint water as quickly as I can, just so in case one of the creatures decides they want to come in and mess with it, they won't die. Well, not any sooner than they're supposed to. Space Frog has a very yellow chin bib, so that is why we are going in here, and it comes straight down there. There we go. Oh yeah, and that's just absolutely jumping right off this gray page. Like all the colors I've been using have been kind of in the grays anyway, so yeah. Oops, I went a little far. There we go. All right, let's get ourselves a Terra Verte green as our base for the frog. The frog base. I'm running out of space for my greens. I'm just gonna put it down here. Oh, this one's there. It goes. Yeah, I had a little hunk of dried paint at the front. Hey, it's gonna prevent it from going bad. So there we go. All righty. And again, I'm just kind of laying down fields of color at this point anyway. So I'm just gonna go with it straight out of the tube, just like I did the other ones. And we'll work with it. Okay, so I'm going to do the... Whoa, look at that. Look at that. Oh my god, that's terrible. Terrible. Come here. There we go. getting the proper. Sometimes it's like, yeah, too liquid, not liquidy, too thick, too thin, too thick, too thin. I'll spend an hour just messing with this. Okay. What am I going to start with? He had his there we go. Okay. That will pick up. This will pick up. And I'm gonna do a little shadowing and highlighting and some different colors in the green. So it's not like gonna stay this color. I just need to get the and then it's pinky. There we go, pinky extended. There we are. Very important. Now I'll get this. This leg is the one that's behind. He's like leaning on this one. There we go. Yeah, that's what I want. I just wanted to drag a bunch of paint on here. That's what I wanted to do. That's exactly it. There we go. And then some toes, toes, and toes. And then I'm not going to, yeah, toes here, toes there, toes there. This sort of like cross leg standing thing. I never quite pull. I sometimes if I don't know. I kind of got it close. I struggle with it sometimes though. You're right. He's got kind of this like weird camel toe going on. I don't want that to stick around. So yeah, there we go. We won't be doing that. My pantsless frog. It's not really pantsless, right? It's kind of like he's wearing a jacket with that's like a G-string. So it's like the sort of thing that Borat would wear. And I know that's not selling it any, but there we go. And let's see if we can get in here and get the head. So yeah, so there's a couple of frogs are the inspiration for the space frog, and we will just go with it. Oh, I don't like this brush. I do not. This brush is so blown out. It's not accurate, but it's good for what I'm doing here, which is just laying down a lot of. And then, yeah, a little thing there, a little bit up there, and then we'll get to the eyes. Yes. Okay. And let's kind of come in and add a little bit there. Oh, yeah, he had like his thumb up here, too. All right. Now, I did want to leave the cadmium orange out because I love that for the eyes. I know it's really weird, but we're gonna go with it. We're gonna go with it. Maybe I should do the whole round. I'm just gonna do the whole round. That's what I'm gonna do. Yep. There we go. I'm gonna do the whole round, and then we'll worry about the expression. There we go. Oh my god, that's hilarious. That's ridiculous. I'm laughing at my own painting. Yeah, so leave me alone. It's just cracking me up. All right, there we go. Oh boy. Oh, it's just too fun. All right. Oh my gosh. Okay. There we go. A bit of orange, a little yellow in the eye up there. There we are. There we go. He probably should have a bright pink drink, shouldn't he? Maybe I don't know what color. Yeah, he probably has it. He'd probably be. So this would have to be like a bourbon. So I'm going to start him with the orange. We're going to start him with orange, not a bourbon, but like a Manhattan or something. You know. Let's see if I can get some more. Yeah, there we are. Took a little bit more than that than I wanted. There we go. Okay. Oh boy. I think I'm gonna have to wait for this to dry though, because I there's no way I'm gonna be able to get the details in on it. All this paint is like going. All right. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead. It's been about 2 hours. I'm gonna call it for right now. I've got but let me show you what we worked on here today. I am gonna when we started the live stream, we did cats. Wait, where did that one go? Where did my thing go? Where did it? Oh, here we go. We started off with the space frog scene. Cats. That needs to dry a little bit too. So I'm not gonna push this to go with our original one for battle. So that's pretty cool. And there we go. So we're gonna continue with this as we proceed. Cats in battle. That's really fun. And then I've got a good start on and you know, sometimes I finish these and sometimes I don't. I'm just I'm finding myself struggling, and I know that if I push it, it's just going to make it worse. I'm not going to do that. And then we have a good start on our space frog here, hanging out in some kind of really cool swanky bar, very Jetsonsy style. And yeah, I want this to dry up so I can do some proper detailing. And whether I pick this out on a future one or I share the final on Discord. Either way, we'll definitely do that. So yeah, oh, how fun. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna leave the Discord link in there again for those of you that if you want to stick around and catch up with us on Discord, that would be super cool. But yeah, just kind of run a little afternoon live stream on a Friday before the snowstorm hits. Okay, everyone. Thank you for joining today. I really appreciate you hanging out. Hope you saw some fun things here. I will be definitely picking these up to finish them. I don't have a good track record with doing that, but bear with me here. I've got a bunch of them that are going to be coming up here soon. All righty, everyone. Take care. Have a great week. We will catch you next Friday. Peace out, everyone. All right, so I've taken my white paint with my little fan brush here. And let's just see how crazy this goes. This is where I throw paint everywhere. emboss the shit out of this painting.